Block the road.
मेरे दिल मेरे मुसाफिर, my heart, my fellow traveler, हुआ फिर से हुक्म सादर, it has been legally decreed again, कि वतन बदर हो हम तुम, that you and I become countryless, दें गली गली सदाएं, so we can go out calling in streets, करे रुख नगर नगर का, head out to new alien lands, कि सुराग कोई पाए, so that we may find a clue, किसी यारे नाम बर का, a messenger from the beloved. हर एक अजनबी से पूछें, ask every other stranger, जो पता था अपने घर का, the address to what used to be our home. Sarikue na shanaya, in this land of no acquaintances, hame din se raat karna, we turn days into nights. Kabhi isse baat karna, sometimes talk to this person. Kabhi usse baat karna, sometimes consult with that person. Tumhe kya kahun ki kya hai? What should I tell you what it is? Shabe gham buri bala hai. The night of sorrow is a cursed demon. This too would have sufficed for us. Gar koi shumar hota, had someone been keeping count, hame kya bura tha marna, we wouldn't have minded dying. Agar ek baar hota, had it only been once. Mere dil, mere musafir, my heart, my fellow traveler. Hua phir se hukum sadir. It has been legally decreed again.
Hello, I'm Bill Holston. It's my privilege to be the Executive Director here at the Human Rights Initiative of North Texas, where I've served for the previous 8 years. The very first thing I'd like to do is to thank Miriam Begg for the many, many hours she's put into making this a really memorable evening for all of us to enjoy as we celebrate our 20th anniversary together. I'm sorry we can't do that in person, but if we've learned anything in the previous 6 months, it's been that we should all be flexible and to adapt. And I think you'll find that this particular adaptation from the past events is going to be delightful, and I'm sure that you'll enjoy it. I want to take a moment to recognize all the first responders and essential workers continue to put their health at risk and lives on the line to keep life going for all the rest of us. Many of our clients are healthcare workers and essential workers, and we send them our profound gratitude and respect. We stand here on land which was taken from the original inhabitants, the Caddo and Wichita and other nations. And here we say unequivocally and unapologetically that Black lives matter, and that we stand with Black, Indigenous, people of color, and LGBTQ individuals, and reject white supremacy and all other forms of oppression that continue to oppress people in so many different ways. We are also committed as an organization to becoming a more equitable organization, reviewing our own policies and procedures, as well as individual staff members and board members, that we would all move from being not simply not racist, but to be anti-racist. HRI has courageously faced the challenges of COVID. We've been working as remotely and as safely as possible. However, the government continues to generate notices on our cases, which we must respond to. In addition, we've worked very hard at adapting our processes to accept new clients and also to expand our services. And of course, because our clients have been hard hit by COVID, our social service department has done an awesome job of meeting their social service needs. And in partnership with foundations in the city of Dallas, we've been able to provide rental assistance and emergency food aid, as well as toiletries, which many of you have conducted toiletry drives for our clients. For that, we're really grateful. Our clients are resourceful, hardworking people. They've been hard hit, and we're standing with them, and you're standing with them alongside us. Mostly, I want to say that all of that is possible because of you, our supporters, and we thank you with gratitude. And we want to say, I hope you enjoy this evening of creativity and celebration. Thank you very much for taking the time to join us tonight.
Good evening. I'm Jenny Wheel, HRI's Director of Development, and I'm here to tell you just a little bit about our programs and services and the HRI community. For 20 years, HRI has provided free legal and social services for immigrant survivors of human rights abuses. Of course, our community begins with our clients. Last year, we served 612 clients. They were children as well as adults from all walks of life in 47 countries. They speak Spanish and French, Amharic and Arabic, Mandarin, Oromo, other languages, and each of them has their own unique story to tell. What they have in common is that they had the courage and resourcefulness and simple good fortune to escape abusive environments. We know them to be remarkable people. But of course, they're also ordinary people who've had to survive extraordinary circumstances. Our commitment to them is to provide culturally competent, trauma-informed services that move them from persecution and risk to freedom and opportunity, stability and safety here in the United States. And because freedom and opportunity begin with legal status and the right to work legally, our story begins with our legal services. We have 3 programs. We serve asylum seekers fleeing persecution, children who've been abandoned, abused, or neglected and have no one to protect or provide for them in their home countries, and survivors of violence, eligible under the Violence Against Women Act or under a statute that encourages crime victims to participate in the investigation and prosecution of crime. Obviously, 612 clients is a lot for a small staff, and that's where our community expands to include you. Last year, more than 400 volunteers provided over 9,000 hours of service to help us keep our commitment to our clients. Many of them are pro bono attorneys who have been recruited, trained, supervised, and supported by our expert staff. Others work in social services or across all services as translators and interpreters, as country condition experts, mentors, and counselors. I want to say a word about our social services because that's an essential component of how our clients move from risk to stability. Through individual and group case management, referral, advocacy, whether that's in navigating healthcare systems that aren't always open or friendly to recently arrived immigrants or the undocumented, or the educational system, or even the DMV, we help clients move into a position of housing and food security, of medical health, and into a place where they can begin to achieve their personal goals. One of the reasons it's important to talk about our volunteers is that you are part of the way that we were able to pivot on short notice to address the pandemic. HRI has been providing unprecedented levels of aid since the very beginning. We have, in just the last few months, given out more than 600 bags of toiletries and groceries, cleaning supplies and hygiene products. We couldn't do that without you. We've also been fortunate to be in a position to provide direct financial aid for rental assistance and healthcare access. You know, most of our clients are not eligible for unemployment benefits. In fact, most of them pay more than $400 a year for the right to work legally. They aren't eligible, most of them, for Medicaid or Medicare. So being a conduit to accessible services is a crucial part of a new beginning here in the United States. And that is the work of our social services department and volunteers. Our advocacy department partners with clients to ensure that their perspectives and concerns are centered not just in HRI's work, but in the public discourse. So we help to advocate for issues of concern, to gather people so that they might form community and begin to imagine solutions to shared concerns. Also, so that they can create the democratically run sub-organizations within HRI and within coalitions to address future issues that might arise. You can see it's a big community. You can see that there are many ways to get involved. Tonight, we celebrate client stories through art and music, poetry, story, and song. We hope that you will feel a sense of connection, that these stories will inspire reflection on your own experiences of vulnerability and strength and the importance of community. If you find that you would like to become a part of the HRI community, we'd love to hear from you. There's always work to do, and there is a place for you. So I look forward to talking with you. I hope you enjoy the evening, and I hope you'll join us in celebrating the richness of the immigrant experience and of immigrant stories, not just in their trauma, not just in their triumph over trauma, but also in the ambition, the dreams, and the contribution immigrants make to our larger community and to our country. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Christina. I work at HeART in the Asylum Program as a Department of Justice accredited representative. I recently celebrated my 8th year anniversary at HeART this past September. One of my favorite parts about HeART is that it was founded by two extraordinary women who envisioned something better for immigrants and for their experiences through the U.S. immigration system. This evening, I'm here to share a couple of stories with you all about one of these extraordinary women, Serena. These memories of her still resonate strongly with me today. I remember several years ago when HRI staff and board came together to discuss strategic planning for the organization. Both of our co-founders were there, Betsy and Serena. I vividly remember Serena saying, "It was pleasing to see all the young dedicated women in the staff." I reflected on her words that day and shared it on my social media. And I looked it up so that I could share it with you all tonight. On July 10th, 2014, I wrote, "When the founding mothers of the organization where you work agree that it's pleasing to see all the young dedicated women in the staff, then you know it's a good day and you are exactly where you need to be." I remember how I felt that day and how I deeply connected to Serena saying these words. That was Serena, thoughtful with her words. Another memory that I have of Serena is when she hosted a gathering for HRI staff at her home. That evening, she had a lot of yummy food and drinks, beer, wine, and it was an overall inviting atmosphere. She was as pleasant as always as she introduced us to her husband and her children. Some of us asked her if she could take us on a tour of her home, and she graciously agreed. During the tour, the way she showed us every nook and cranny, telling us stories behind every room, it was apparent that everything in her home was there because she intentionally picked it out with much thought. That was Serena, deliberate, gentle, and with a calming presence. At the end of this evening, there was still a lot of yummy food left, so Serena opened up her cupboards and started to take out food storage containers and handed it to us. She encouraged us to take as much food as we wanted, so I packed up my container with a lot of the delicious food and brought it home with me that night. That was Serena, always giving, always thoughtful. I share these memories this evening with you all about Serena to honor her and to honor the organization she helped create. At HRI, we start our day and it's complicated. It's not easy and oftentimes it's heartbreaking, especially during these times when our clients seem to always be under fire. Still, it's a privilege to show up for work every day alongside my colleagues for this noble cause that Serena's gentle yet determined spirit helped create. I am honored that I met her and that I am here, and that I am now a part of something worth fighting for. Thank you, Serena.
When I die, Give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give to me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live on your eyes and not on your mind. You can love me most by letting hands touch hands, by letting souls touch souls, and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die. People do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away.
خانه دوست کجاست؟ در فلک بود که پرسید سوار. آسمان مکسی کرد. رهگذر شاخه نوری که به لب داشت به تاریکی شنها بخشید و به انگشت نشان داد سپیداری و گفت نرسیده به درخت کوچه باغی است که از خواب خدا سبزتر است و در آن عشق به اندازه پرهای صداقت آبی است. میروی تا ته آن کوچه که از پشت بلوغ سر به در میآرد. پس به سمت گل تنهایی میپیچی. 2 قدم مانده به گل پای فواره جاوید اساطیر زمین میمانی و تو را ترسی شفاف فرا میگیرد. در صمیمیت سیال فضا خشخشی میشنوی. کودکی میبینی رفته از کاج بلندی بالا جوجه بردارد از لانه نور و از او میپرسد خانه دوست کجاست؟
And near your grandfather's home, there was a tree like
Yes,
that.
there is a tree at his backyard. There is a big tree. So the other tree is a tree like this.
Oh, wow.
Naturally, it is like this. It is just one tree, but it has long branches and long roots. So the root goes up to 1 kilometer.
Yeah.
It is very strong. It's evergreen. It stays years. There are trees like more than thousands of years of like this. Yeah. Like they want to know more about. Thank you. They want to know more about you. I say I was. Yeah. Why are they asking? Why are they asking? But I say, well, they were trying to be friendly. It was me. Like it was. The problem is whenever I start talking about it, I get emotional and everything takes me back.
After talking, I had some just really quick ideas, but everything seemed just very superficial after getting deeper into conversation and his specific story. I wanted to be able to capture his kindness and his spirit, and also be able to hint at some of the struggles that he's had to come through and work with. He told me about his family in Ethiopia and his experiences at the Human Rights Initiative and what he's been dealing with over the past few years. I wanted to create a story that could suggest this distant mirage that we all have in our minds, that we think about things that we miss and family that we love, a broken collage that is memories of home. I want this piece to suggest his ancestors' love and pride. I want to be able to have all of these different beautiful things around him to build him up, but at the same time I want to be able to feel the hands of his wife and his father weighing down on his shoulders. I want to be able to have some real perspective. It's not always easy.
saffron. I flutter when I dance and shiver when I drive. My fingers create lotus, deer, and Shiva. How far is Houston from Victoria City? Prayers of my palm, poetry in my eyes. The sky is so big, the roads are so wide. I don't melt here. My saffron, your orange. When I push carts and displace cans from the shelves, I ache, I stomp. My fingers create the rain and reach for the milk. When I'm not watched, I make art in Walmart. Homophily for Alan Kurdi. Soon enough, he too will remain a quiet picture. The clean sneakers, red shirt, and shorts on a sleeping toddler. As the tides run him over on the border of land and water, his eyes closed and nose squished on the shore's shelter. While we will hug our children tighter and wish their futures brighter, our conscience losing the anchor, afloat and washing up lighter and lighter.
¿Te gustó la sesión de fotos?
Me encantó.
Sí, qué bueno. Sí. La idea, sí, la idea de la fotografía era que tú resaltaras como una diosa, como una niña de estas que vuelven a renacer y convertirse en algo bello, como de la mitología que te estaba contando de la niña de la perla de la luna, ¿verdad? Entonces, espero que te haya gustado.
Me encantó.
Sí, te veías hermosa. Sí.
Gracias.
Sí, Scarlett. Cuéntame de tu infancia.
La verdad fue muy... Pensaba que era feliz, pero no. Jugar era vivir. Era muy hermoso jugar cuando jugaba con mis hermanos, con mis amiguitos. Y ya el tiempo se fue convirtiendo ya fui razonando cómo eran las cosas y ya fue muy horrible para mí.
Ay, eso me da muchísima pena.
Muy
¿Y
feo.
en qué manera fue horrible para ti?
En cómo fue allá, las pandillas, cuando nos quemaron nuestra casa.
¿Por qué quemaron tu casa?
Delincuencia que hay allá, ellos, su vida es asesinar a la gente y todavía eso no acaba. Entonces ahora puedo ir a la escuela tranquila y antes era con miedo, que antes iba a la escuela.
Sí, pero sí extrañas estar.
Más a mi madre,
sí, a
que
tu
está
mamá.
hasta allá.
¿Tu papá todavía vive?
No, él murió. Sí, nosotros nos criamos siempre solo con mi mamá.
Sí. Sí. ¿Y cuántas hermanas son ustedes? ¿Cuántos?
Éramos 5 hermanas, pero mi hermana murió, una hermana murió, la mataron. El ex esposo de ella. Y entonces ya solo quedamos 4.
¿Qué significa para ti un hogar? ¿Qué significa el hogar o un hogar? Esa felicidad de estar en un hogar para ti.
La verdad que cuando estaba pequeña no tenía un hogar así feliz. Y ahora que ya podemos estar todos juntos, mis hermanos, de cuando estábamos pequeños, y ahora pensamos diferente. Nunca tuvimos a mi padre para que nos diera un abrazo. Y así ese amor que antes no tuvimos, ahora nos damos entre nosotros, el amor. Y ahora es muy bello, la verdad. Es muy hermoso. Y las personas que tengan un hogar, espero que lo valoren, porque es muy importante. Es aquí con más seguridad, con más leyes y no sé, me volví a renacer. Porque en un futuro voy a tener mi familia y me va a gustar que mi familia también viva contarles lo que también pasé para que ellos piensen y valoren lo que uno ha pasado. Y el día de mañana que yo tenga mis hijos, les voy a enseñar los valores y cómo es la vida, para que ellos valoren las cosas y que no todo también es material, sino que también unos buenos pensamientos.
Hi, my name is Marcella Evans. I've been a member of the HRI community for years as a volunteer, as a staff member, as an advocate, and as a donor. Human rights are the basic rights and freedoms belonging to every person, to all of us as a community. And we are all part of the same community. We rely on each other. We help each other. We learn together, and we learn from each other and from our collective experiences. HRI's work for the immigrant members of our community elevates the collective consciousness of all of us, both locally and in our country as a whole. HRI serves clients who overcome unimaginable challenges, and these clients go forth and impact our communities as students, as teachers, as leaders, as humans, and volunteers. We take our experiences from working with HRI into the community and spread empathy and knowledge and hope. Collectively, HRI's work impacts our community, makes it better, and elevates us all.
Hello, I am Sobia Khan, and I am reading 2 short Urdu poems to you today, both by a very contemporary feminist poet, Ishrat Afreen, based out of Pakistan, but she now resides in Houston. So the first poem, first in Urdu and then in English translation. The title is Intisab. मेरा कद मेरे बाप से ऊंचा निकला और मेरी माँ जीत गई. मेरा कद मेरे बाप से ऊंचा निकला और मेरी माँ जीत गई. By Ishrat Afreen. Dedication. I grew taller than my father, and my mother won. I grew taller than my father, and my mother won. By Ishrat Afreen. The second is a ghazal by Ishrat, and I will first read it in Urdu and then in English. लड़कियां माँओं जैसे मुकद्दर क्यों रखती हैं? तन सहरा और आँख समंदर क्यों रखती हैं? औरतें अपने दुख के वारिस किसको देंगी? संदूकों में बंद ये जेवर क्यों रखती हैं? वो जो आप ही पूजी जाने के लायक थीं, चंपा सी पूरों में पत्थर क्यों रखती हैं? वो जो रही हैं खाली पेट और नंगे पाँव, बचा बचा कर चादर क्यों रखती हैं? वो जो रही हैं खाली पेट और नंगे पाँव, बचा बचा के सर की चादर क्यों रखती हैं? बंद हवेली में जो सानहे हो जाते हैं, उनकी खबर दीवारें अक्सर क्यों रखती हैं? बंद हवेली में जो सानहे हो जाते हैं, उनकी खबर दीवारें अक्सर क्यों रखती हैं? सुबह वसाल की किरणें हमसे पूछ रही हैं, रातें अपने हाथ में खंजर क्यों रखती हैं? सुबह साल की किरणें हमसे पूछ रही हैं, रातें अपने हाथ में खंजर क्यों रखती हैं? The translation. Why do girls follow the destinies of their mothers? Why are their bodies deserts, their eyes ocean deep? Why do women keep their jewels locked in trunks, To whom will they bequeath their legacy of grief? Those who are themselves worthy of worship, why do they clutch stones between jasmine fingertips? Those who remained hungry and barefooted, why do they never let their chadars slip? Those who remained hungry and barefooted, why do they never let their chadars slip? When tragedy strikes behind closed doors, why is it only the walls that often know? When tragedy strikes behind closed doors, why is it only the walls that often know? Shining upon our union, ask the rays of the morning sun, why are the nights armed with daggers when they come? Shining upon our union, ask the rays of the morning sun, why are the nights armed with daggers when they come? By Ishrat Afreen.
Home is like a place where you feel safe, a place where you can be your own, a place where you're not going to get judged.
When I met her, I thought about women as warriors, women as the part of the family who is the warrior that we don't get the credit for. And I think it was bringing me back to my family ties, to the people in my family and where my grandmother comes from. I was thinking about my sisters, my daughter, my grandmother, my mother. I was thinking about that she was a warrior and she carries all of that, all of those abstract shapes are kind of like a symbol of her plight, of the trials that she's been through, of the experiences that she's had to go through. And she carries them all with dignity and honor on her head. And it's very complex. I like the idea of it being complex too, because it's not an easy story. It's not such a simple, she's not a simple person. And so I think it's important to kind of think about it that way. And I wanted to express that through my painting. I just feel really honored to participate and to be able to make a work about it. And hopefully other people will acknowledge the strength within her, but also just the strength within all of the people who come to our country, because they add to our country and not necessarily take away from.
To me, everybody's the same. Every human being has the same color blood. Every human being has a face. Everybody has eyes. Everybody has nose. Everybody has everything. Everybody's the same. I just want her to be strong in everything that she does. I want her to see me as a strong example. And yeah, I just want to show her that it's better to be unique than to just follow everybody else. But at the same time, I want her to be kind. I want her to play with every little kid, like how it's supposed to be.
I come from a place, I'm going to a place, I am and I am. I come from a place, I'm going to a place, I am and I am. I am descended from the brown hopeful peoples, the Mexico but American dreaming. Here illegal to be legal with some white paperwork to be denounced, unfreed by our America. I was born with trauma, raised with trauma, half embodied, choked down with food and alcohol. Whatever it was, we consumed self-hatred, not white enough to be loved. Fue una time, esta time, una vez, cuando era niña pequeña. I was told I couldn't be with my abuelos anymore porque my English needed to be cleaner. I was 6, only 6, maybe 5, but that memory holds me forever. My first lesson in racism and bigotry was passed down de mi familia con protection. I come from a place, I'm going to a place, I am and I am. I come from a place, I'm going to a place, I am and I am. I come from padrinos y padrinas that saw in me a leader. So I was held up, lifted up high with the hope and belief that I could get by. A childhood of arroz con leche and caldo de res when I felt low. Música tejana, Selena when I began to reclaim the medicina de mi gente. I come from a place, I'm going to a place, I am and I am. I come from a place, I'm going to a place, I am and I am. I come from a place, I'm going to a place, I am and I am. I come from a place, I'm going to a place, I am and I am. I am, yes I am a survivor of sexual abuse too many times. It began when I was 13, a time when a human could be excited about becoming. It was in that moment I realized my health and my strength were a matter of survival. I had to fight back and run away from danger. Danger that was not my fault and still mine to bear. Soon after that, I moved to boarding school to be held safe in consistent privilege. So you know that means white, and you know I wasn't safe from the racist ideology against my people. It is exhausting, isn't it, to be an ambassador for your race in white spaces built to last? I am so sick and tired of being in my race with grace. When can I be brown with sacred anger? I'm a first generation Mexicana, Americana, assimilated, bleached out, and groomed. I'm reclaiming my medicine to gather the strength of my ancestors who know what to do. Son curanderas, artistas, caballeros, of the land, for the land, side by side. So today I stand up for my people so that we can no longer feel like we should hide. I come from a place, I'm going to a place, I am and I am, I am, I am, I am. I come from a place, I'm going to a place, I am and I am.
Let's go to where the nomads lived. The sun, the moon, the wind amid, the seasonlessness of the stars, where no man dared to go too far. But we will go to where the hills have challenged independent will, unite our faiths inside ruins, revive the shrines where hope ran thin. Then onward to the mountain's edge, as solitary as knowledge. And if we fall, prepared to die, then brave, we'll spread our wings and fly.
I am an immigrant from Mexico, and I am also a volunteer for the Human Rights Initiative of North Texas. Human rights is an essential component to what it means to be human. I support all immigrants and refugees to exercise their inherent human right to achieve life, liberty, freedom, work, and education. I support the work HRI does because it helps people to have access to their human rights. Sí se puede.
The Mousetrap by Paulo Coelho. Very worried, the mouse saw that the farmer had bought a mousetrap. He was out to kill him. He began to warn all the other animals. Careful with the mousetrap! Careful with the mousetrap! The hen, hearing his shouts, asked him to be quiet. My dear mouse, I know that this is a problem for you, but it's not going to have the least effect on me, so stop making such a fuss. The mouse went to talk to the pig, which was annoyed because his nap had been interrupted. There is a mousetrap in the house. I appreciate your concern, and I sympathize with you, answered the pig. So rest assured you will be in my prayers tonight, but that's the most I can do. Lonelier than ever, the mouse went to the cow for help. My dear mouse, what's that got to do with me? Have you ever seen a cow killed in a mousetrap? Seeing that no one was offering any solidarity, the mouse returned to the farmer's house, hid in his hole, and spent the whole night wide awake, afraid that some tragedy was about to happen. During the early hours of the night, he heard a noise. The mousetrap had caught something. The farmer's wife went downstairs to see if the mouse had been killed. In the dark, she did not notice that the trap had only caught the tail of a poisonous snake. When she drew near, she was bitten. The farmer, hearing his wife screaming, woke up and raced her to the hospital. She was given the proper treatment and then sent home. But she still had a fever. Knowing that there is no better remedy for the sick than a good broth, the farmer killed the hen. His wife started to recover. And as the couple was much loved in the region, all the neighbors came to visit them, and grateful for such a show of affection, the farmer killed the pig to serve his friends a hearty meal. His wife finally recovered, but the treatment was so very expensive, so the farmer sent the cow to the slaughterhouse and used the money from the meat to pay for all the medical bills. The mouse saw all of this and thought to himself, I warned them well. Wouldn't it have been better if the hen, the pig, and the cow had understood that one's problem puts everyone else in danger?
Cada vez que se cruza una frontera, que lejos estoy del suelo donde he nacido. Inmensa nostalgia invade mi pensamiento. Y al verme tan sola y triste cual hoja al viento, quisiera llorar, quisiera morir de sentimiento. Así se escuchan millones de voces, los corazones mexicanos, los corazones muchos de otras tierras, y así también canto yo. Pero mi abuela, esa que nunca conocí, que tenía raíces de muchas tierras como yo, decía que nuestro destino es andar, movernos, ir a donde nos lleve el viento, más allá incluso de la nostalgia y la tristeza. La gente se ha trasladado por todo el mundo por siempre, decía. Para eso tenemos pies, para andar por ahí, por gusto, con curiosidad o necesidad, decía. La gente va y viene. Por eso hay gente de todos los colores por todos lados. Yo digo que puedes moverte de muchas formas, puedes brincar, correr, dar vueltas. Solo hay que dejar a los pies seguirse el uno al otro, a los sueños inspirarles y al corazón guiarles un paso honesto y digno. Yo digo que como los pájaros, uno pega el vuelo a donde nos invita el destino, que como los caracoles cargamos nuestra casa, pero hay que llevarla en el corazón, no en el lomo para que no nos pese. También hay que cargar a la memoria para que nos ayude a recordar quiénes somos. Pero algunos no van, mija, decía la abuela. A algunos los sacan de sus tierras, de sus familias. Puede ser un huracán, una sequía, una helada, un fuego, un desastre grande, un desastre de esos creados por los hombres. Como sea, cada vez que se cruza una frontera es un milagro.
Stop the noise. We're all tired of bleeding. Take some space full of emptiness. Stop the noise. It's due time for leaving all this noise. All this noise.
I'm not the same man. I'm not the same man anymore. It keeps me from sitting in one place, keeps me from hearing the simple peace. Peace. I think that was a smile that just flew by. I almost recognized the face of someone that I love some way. Sounds of void. We all get lost in areas filled with waves of it. Take some time. All our minds are bleeding. All this noise. All the noise. Stop the noise. We're all tired of bleeding. Take some space full of emptiness. Stop the noise. It's due time for leaving all this noise. All this noise. My age of information, my sound surrounded in my walls, ones and zeros. I hardly recognize the face. Space. I think there's time for more. Is there really time for more to lay on the remove with you? rights are human rights.
Hi, my name is Chris Muse. I'm a family law attorney here in Dallas, Texas, shareholder and partner at the law firm of Coons Fuller. I've had the privilege to work alongside the folks at Human Rights Initiative who provide life-changing resources to those they help. I began volunteering with HRI in the summer of 2018 as a pro bono lawyer, helping out with unaccompanied minor cases. I've also worked with other organizations with asylum seekers, and after hearing the stories of those that I've assisted, those persecuted in their home countries, I quickly learned that these people seeking shelter and aid are truly the best of us. It's been said before, but I come back to it often. Who wouldn't want as their neighbor the mother or the father who risked it all so that their family could have a better life in this country? Now, unfortunately, not all share that idea. And even more unfortunately, those writing and enforcing the rules in this country don't share that idea. And that's why it's even more important right now to support HRI, because HRI provides vital services to an underserved community. Not only do they provide direct legal services for asylum seekers, those fleeing human trafficking or immigrant children, but they also provide essential social services too. And so that once these folks are in the middle of or beyond their legal process, that they actually have a foundation that they can build a happy and successful life on in this country. Now, the United States idealizes itself as a beacon of freedom for the world, but we can't be that light unless we welcome those in the world that are the most in need. And our current immigration policies are actively denying our ability to live up to that standard, to that goal for ourselves of freedom for all. And because we are a nation of immigrants built mostly and in part by immigrants, we need to support organizations like HRI. They are an inspiration as they continue to put their shoulder to the wheel of justice, and I encourage that you volunteer and support HRI. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Greg Metz. I am the director of the Spain Gallery at the University of Texas at Dallas. And my good friend Mariam Beg has asked me to say a few words about the artists and the artworks being offered in this year's fabulous annual HRI's Art Grab. So full disclosure, first I'd like to say that in general I have an aversion to artists giving their works away in auctions, and for a variety of reasons. However, that said, I believe that this is one auction that defies my criteria on this front, and especially the amazing artists on this list, as they are first and foremost gifted humanitarians who have personally experienced, witnessed, and understand the hardships endured and associated with making cultural and societal transitions from one dynamic situation to another, which is evidenced both in the power of their works and also their personal actions. So knowing this lineup as I do, these proven artists and their works, which I would consider worthy investments, not only for the execution of their craft, but for the heartbeat of the shared experiences spliced into the works via their personal narratives, their imaginative, magical interpretations, their poetic compilations between beauty and hardship, and reflections of memorable yet very challenging times. These all can be passed on to others as reminders of their new owners' contributions in supporting HRI and its dedicated mission to offer relief and hope in otherwise very daunting crisis situations. So a little bit about the artist. Most of these artists are professionally known commodities with collectible credentials, and I have curated as many as 15 of these artists into exhibitions over the years. Collectors will all tell you that the first and foremost criteria in their collecting, it usually comes from the heart. That is, investing in the works which speak to them, that they find inspiration in, whether it's aesthetically appealing, the narrative or the artist's story, or just niche works that they relate to. And I know this because I've done many seminars with collectors, critics, gallerists, and artists on the valuing and collecting of works of art. So I hope that those who win these works will also get to learn and know these artists, as they all have very impacting stories and have contributed in so many diverse ways to the North Texas art scene and beyond. These artists are not just artists, but they are, for the most part, dedicated advocates of cultural and humanitarian enlightenment. I consider them multidimensional influencers. Their circles are wide. So yes, these beautiful, inspirational people and their works, I believe, really emphasize the expressed points of light championed by HeART. So thank you all for contributing as well to a very important and necessary cause. So enjoy the artwork and the artists. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Christine Cruz. I'm the Legal Program Director at Mosaic Family Services, and we support Human Rights Initiative because we share one mission. We believe that immigrant rights are human rights, and that everyone has the right to live free from persecution from their government and have a safe place to live.
Hi, my name is Griselda, and I'm a huge supporter of the Human Rights Initiative of North Texas. This amazing organization provides free legal services and aid to vulnerable immigrants and refugees here in the United States. It's important to protect these vulnerable individuals because all they are trying to do is seek a better life for themselves and their family. They are usually escaping wars, gangs, poverty, violence back from in their home country, and they come to the United States in search of a safe haven. These individuals deserve a voice, and the Human Rights Initiative of North Texas gives them that. I hope to be one of these fighters for these individuals one day.
Every one of us has the duty to stand up to injustice. HeART is a vehicle for justice for those who have suffered human rights abuses, whether it be for those seeking asylum, victims of violent offenses, or children who have been abused, abandoned, or neglected. HeART's legal and social services offer an avenue of relief, and that's why I support HeART.
ይፈጸም ያለምሽው ይለያያል እንጂ ያወጣጡ መንገድ እኛም ልጆች ነበርን ከሀገር ስንሰደድ ራቅሽብን እያልን የምንጨነቀው ረሳ ነው መሰለኝ ባህር ያቋረጥ ነው ከተማው ቢቀየር ኤሌም አገርሽ ነው ርቀን ተለይተን ከቤተሰባችን በተስፋ ወጥተናል እኛም ከሀገራችን ምንም ቢከብደንም የዘመድ ናፍቆቱ ምንም ቢያስቸግረን ኑሮና ብልሃቱ ልፋት ድካማችን አልቀረም በከንቱ ላንቺም እንደዚሁ ጥረትሽን አይቶ በሩን ይክፈትልሽ መንገዱን አብርቶ ይሳካ መንገድሽ ይፈጸም ህልምሽ እኛን የረዳ አምላክ ክርስቶስ ይምራሽ።
Fathers from before, we need you now. Help us all open the door to what we are meant to know now. Mothers, fathers from before, we need you now. Help us all learn how to adorn ourselves with what to reclaim, becoming. We are becoming, we are becoming. We are becoming, we are becoming. In order to know the truth and live it, the answers are in your soul and spirit. There really is no other way.
Hi, I'm Will Evans, the founder and director of Deep Vellum Publishing. I support the Human Rights Initiative because I believe that the story of immigrants in America is the story of America itself. My forefathers were immigrants to this country over 200 years ago, and Human Rights Initiative supports the rights of immigrants to this country today to give them a voice, to allow them to pursue the same American dream that my own forefathers did those hundreds of years ago. I will continue to support the Human Rights Initiative no matter what administration is in office, because it is vital to have a voice in this system, a voice for those who are fleeing persecution from around the world, a voice for those who wish to come and contribute to the American cause, the story of America, the story of immigrants in this country, the story of those who come together in pursuit of a common goal, of a common good. I believe in the Human Rights Initiative. I believe in the rights of immigrants. I believe in human rights for all. I believe that I am descended from immigrants to America, and I believe that future descendants of American immigrants will continue to change this country for the better. Thank you.
सुना है जंगलों का भी कोई दस्तूर होता है। सुना है शेर का जब पेट भर जाए तो वो हमला नहीं करता, दरख्तों की घनी छाँव में जाकर लेट जाता है। हवा के तेज झोंके जब दरख्तों को हिलाते हैं तो मैना अपने बच्चे भूलकर कव्वे के अंडों को परों से थाम लेती है। सुना है घोंसले से कोई बच्चा गिर पड़े तो सारा जंगल जाग जाता है। सुना है जंगलों का भी कोई दस्तूर होता है। सुना है जब किसी नदी के पानी में बये के घोंसले का गंदुमी साया लरसता है तो नदी की रुपहली मछलियाँ उसको पड़ोसी मान लेती हैं। कोई पुल टूट जाए तो कहीं तूफान आ जाए, किसी लकड़ी के तख्ते पर गिलहरी, सांप, बकरी और चीता साथ होते हैं। सुना है जंगलों का भी कोई दस्तूर होता है। खुदावंदा जलीलो मोतबर, दानाओ बीना, मुंसिफो अकबर, मेरे इस शहर में अब जंगलों ही का
कोई दस्तूर नाफिज कर, कोई कानून नाफिज कर, सुना है जंगलों का भी कोई दस्तूर होता है.
Oh, why you look so sad? Tears are in your eyes. Come on and come to me now. Don't be ashamed to cry. Let me see you through. 'Cause I have seen the dark side too. When the night falls on you, you don't know what to do. Nothing you confess will make me love you less. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. So, if you're mad, get mad. Don't hold it all inside. Come on and talk to me now. Hey, what you got to hide? I get angry too. I'm a lot like you. When you're standing at the crossroad and don't know which path to choose, let me come along. 'Cause even if you're wrong, I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by